how was the game Saturday? How do you think y'all played?
I thought we had a better second half, obviously, than we did the first half. But um, right now, we're not worrying about the score. We're not looking at the score. We're just concerned with how we're playing. And then obviously, we'll look at the score at the end of the game. But I think if you take it half by half, uh, we got settled into more of our game plan in the second half than the first half. We were adjusting to the game more so than settling into our game plan. And once we settled into our game plan, we were fine.
What was kind of the game plan? Was it just let the shoot as many threes as you can type thing?
I think that the way that they defend, they flood the side of the floor. They want to keep you pinned on one side of the floor. So obviously, they give up a lot of threes by doing that, and they're okay with that. Obviously, they want to make you take low percentage shots and high percentage shots, and we knew that they would try to obviously take away Oscar's looks because he just had a video game, and so we knew that they would concentrate on obviously flooding the block, flooding the painted area. They wanted to rotate from the baseline on drives and or on post-ups with double teams. And so Oscar did an unbelievable job with just making passes out of the post, which necessarily didn't lead into a score, but more got the ball moving and hopping, more hockey assists in terms of him getting rid of it early. But I mean, we shot more threes than we would normally want to shoot. We shot like 30-some threes, but obviously we made 11, so it's not that bad. We can shoot threes. We can play that way if we need to because we have good shooters. I think that we're still one of the teams that are top of the conference in three-point shooting percentage. Obviously, we don't take as many as a lot of other teams because we have a guy that we can throw it inside to. And so we knew that they would kind of key in on Oscar. We knew that the three-point shot would be there. We didn't want to live by it. We just wanted to like it a little bit, and we loved the rim. And so, but the game dictated where we had to take a few more threes.
Feels like y'all can win games in multiple ways now at this point. Is that beneficial for you to have to win a game like that?
I think so. I think that the dynamics of our team that we can win a game, whether it's in the 80s, whether it's in the 70s, the 60s, or whatever the case may be. And I think that that's been more of an adjustment for us. Before, we kind of wanted to live in the 80s, but I think that we've learned our team and we've settled into just whatever the game takes, we'll take it, whether it's a low possession game, whether it's a high possession game, we can play either way. And so we've kind of slowed our pace down a little bit in terms of executing, but we still want to get easy baskets. We still want to play fast when those opportunities come, but we want to be a better executing team, and we've kind of worked really hard on executing. You see last game how well the ball moved. There was some energy behind the ball. We got the ball from the first side to the second side. So we call the money side to the third side a few times in that game. And whether we hit or miss those shots, the percentages of shooting percentage, it goes from 36% of the first side. That means if you shoot with one pass or no pass, to 40-some% on the second side to 63% on the third side. So not oftentimes do we get it to the money side, but we want to get it to the money side. That's something that we've been focusing on lately.
You mentioned that Oscar had some of his offensive looks taken away against A&M, but still, what do you think? Would you, from a rebounding perspective, the last couple games is still super impressive. So what are you guys seeing from him continuing to be that rebounding presence, even when offense is definitely be a bit difficult?
Oscar is all about winning. It doesn't matter. He was the happiest dude on the floor, as you can see, when he was moving in and guys getting open shots. He loved it when those guys make open shots. I think he understands that if they're doing that, it's hard to double team him, and it's hard to take him away as much if we got guys that are making shots. But him rebounding, that's just who he is. It's just what he does. I don't care. Because sometimes guys illegally block him out. They turn and face guard him and put two hands in him and 2 and 3 guys. That's illegally. You can't do that. And unfortunately, they don't call that enough, and that's okay. But he's still unstoppable in that because that's just what he does. Like you're not going to stop him from getting a rebound. He has a nose for the ball, and he's going to rebound at a high level.
I don't think we've talked to you since the Tennessee game. You were emotional on the bench after that one, and it seemed like
What made you think that?
it's just a guess, but it seemed like the team flipped a switch. changed with them in that game?
You mean before that game or that game?
Guys, after that game, during that game, going
Well,
into it?
there were some things that happened internally before that game with our team. And so we had a couple team meetings prior to that game, and there was some come to Jesus talks, I guess you could say, prior to that game. And so those things put our team in a different mindset. And those teams, those things, I'm sorry, got our guys to realize how much they need each other, how well they need to play for one another, and how well they needed to put all the pride aside and to keep the main thing. And that's us winning, Kentucky basketball winning, and everybody eats. And so I think there were some things that happened before that game that gave us what we're doing right now.
Coach Jacob seems to be doing well now that he's learned how to cope with his anxieties. Has that been a contributing factor to you guys turning things around, that he's learned how to cope with that?
I think that us having a solid Jacob, he doesn't have to average 20 points a game as he did in 2 of the games that he did. I think us just having a sound, solid Jacob Toppin gives us a better chance to win. We need him to be good. And one of the things that I always say to our guys is if everyone is good, no one has to be great. So we have that type of team that if everyone is good, no one player has to be great. So like even last game, like we had a bunch of guys that were good and Oscar wasn't great. We don't need for everybody to be great. We just need for everybody to be good. So if all of our players are good, we'll be good.
What can you tell us about Vanderbilt?
Vandy's playing really good right now. A little different than what they were last year. They had obviously a dynamic scorer in Scottie Pippen Jr. They play more together, very systemic. A lot of their offense comes off of their system, off of the actions that they run. They do a great job of creating shots for their team. They have a ton of shooters. At one point on the floor, they're going to have 5 guys that shoot threes, which is going to be a challenge for us. They run a lot of misdirection stuff, comeback actions to get those shots, and we got to be attentive. We can't fall asleep. We can't rest or relax because they're constantly moving, constantly screening, constantly putting you in misdirection action so they can get an open shot. So we got to really be attentive to our defensive schemes and try to take away the three. We hear that they may be down a couple players, but that's really not the concern. We just got to make sure that we're doing our job in terms of keeping those guys in check and keeping them, limiting them from a three-point line.
It was after the Tennessee game, you and Cal and Coach O went up to Hoop Ball and interviewed a couple of the 23 kids that are coming in. Just what struck you from watching some of the future Wildcats snapping?
They're all pretty good. I mean, to see them play, and it was like kind of a spur of the moment thing after we won at Tennessee. We knew that they were playing. Coach O and I had talked about him going one day, and then I was going to go the other day, and then we just all decided to go at the same time after that game to see our kids, and we were able to see DJ Aaron, we were able to see Justin, and we were able to see Reed, and they're all pretty special in their own way. There's a lot of good things that they all do that will probably complement each other really well. And so to see guys that you're excited about coaching and to see where you can take them and see what they're doing and see what they add and what they bring to the table is exciting. So it was a good opportunity for us to get away and see those guys, but we got to stay in the moment with what we're doing right now as a basketball team.
Jen, where have you seen Antonio take the biggest strides in his game over?
Just pace. His pace is a little different. He's not playing sporadic. He's not playing in a rush. You can be quick, but not in a rush. And I think that he's not hunting. He's allowing for plays to find him instead of him hunting. Because when you're hunting all the time, you're playing really fast. Like you're trying to get it all in one swing of the bat. And I've been talking to him about sometimes you got to go up the bat and hit a base hit or sacrifice fly, you know, and you don't have to hit a home run every time you up the bat. So I think the pace and how he's playing right now is kind of slowed down for him, and it's making him a much better player for us.
How important is Xavier for this team to be forward, whether it's off
Very important. Very important. Like for us to reach the heights that we're capable of reaching, we probably more than not know that we need, again, a good Xavier. If everyone is good, no one player has to be great. And so we know that we need Xavier to be good for us. And he will be. I mean, there's a long season. He's not out. I mean, I think our staff, our players, everyone knows how much we need Xavier. I think that he understands that, and he too, like he's happy with the way that the other guys are playing, and as long as they're playing good, and as long as we're winning, he's okay with that. But he's still a big part of what we're doing, and that's not gonna change.